The Gazelle of Kai, a timeless love story of Osman and Bala Hatun. In the boundless plains of Anatolia, where the sky kisses the mountains and every breeze carries a whisper of destiny, a love bloomed that would echo through the heart of an empire. She was known as Bala Hatun, but to him she was far more. She was the prayer before every battle, the breath between his silences, the only softness in a life shaped by war. To Osman Bey, the fierce lion of the frontier, Bala was not just his wife, she was his peace. In the hush of twilight, when warriors rested and the fires burned low, Osman would often search the camp with quiet eyes, not for enemies, but for her silhouette. And when he found her, tending the sick, comforting the children, or whispering her dua beneath the stars, he would smile, as if seeing her for the first time. One evening, with the moon silvering the grass and the earth still beneath their feet, he said, "My Bala, you walk as if the breeze was created only to follow your steps. And your eyes, your eyes are like the eyes of a gazelle. Have you come from the meadows of paradise?" She looked up, her smile softer than dawn. "A gazelle, my Bey," she said, teasing. "But gazelles are timid, they flee at the sound of footsteps." He took her hand, kissed it gently, and replied, "Yes, delicate in form, but not in soul. You are the gazelle who does not run. You are grace, yes, but also strength. When the winds of hardship rise, you do not bend. You rise with them. You walk beside me, not behind." The poetry between them. When they sat beside the fire, he would tell her tales of ancient Turkic love, of warriors who fell not to swords, but to a single glance. One night, he leaned closer and whispered, "In the deserts of the East, they say the gazelle looks at you once, and your heart forgets how to be alone. Its eyes carry centuries of silence, and beauty that no pen can describe. That is what you are to me, Bala." She looked at him then, not with words, but with eyes that said everything. A look so deep, so endless, even time held its breath. A love that touched the tribe. The women of Kai began calling her Seelen, the gazelle, not only for the way she moved, but for the way she loved, with patience, with kindness, with a soul that bent to no sorrow. She was the quiet strength behind every victory, the healer of wounds seen and unseen. And Osman, he would often say to his men, "My sword defends the tribe, but her heart holds its soul." Moments of intimacy, in the privacy of their tent, away from the noise of war, Osman and Bala would speak of dreams, of children, of peace, of lands not yet claimed, and a world where love could live freely. He would brush her hair back and say, "If I had nothing but your gaze, I would still be the richest man in the world." And she, pressing her hand to his heart, would reply, "If you go to war 1,000 times, return to me just once, and I will wait 1,000 lifetimes." Ending verse, the living legacy of love. In the songs sung by fireside bards, and in the quiet lullabies of Kai mothers, her name still echoes. Not as a warrior, not as a queen, but as the woman who taught Osman Bey to love. The gazelle of Kai, whose eyes calmed the storm, whose voice softened the blade, and whose love was written not just in words, but in the very breath of the empire.